Hi, folks. Welcome to episode 150 of the Wealth on Any Income podcast. This is where we talk about money tips, techniques, attitudes, information, and provide inspiration around your business and your money. I'm your host, Rennie Gabriel. In past episodes, we spoke about how to understand the numbers from your business, how to measure the level of pleasure based on where you spend your money, how to track your money in 5 to 10 seconds, what determines how close you are to complete financial choice, and how to run your business without being in your business. Last week, you heard how thoughts are not powerful and how to overcome the feelings that block you from achieving the business or financial results that you want to accomplish. Today, we have as our guest, Cami Baker. In 2019, Cami created the Real Agents of Change to create charitable giving using real estate. Cami has mastered the skill of making money while making a difference. And in doing so, she's provided funding to nonprofits of over $9 billion, that's with a B, per year. Real Agents of Change is the industry leader, providing real estate agents and companies the information, education, and certification on how to create charitable gifts of real estate where both the nonprofit and realtors both experience financial growth. Cami, welcome to the Wealth on Any Income podcast.
Well, Rennie, it's an honor to be with you. I've been following you for a few years now, and it's just an honor to be here live. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And I'm so excited about the kind of work that you do. So let's get right to it with some questions. We got an idea of what you do. You know, you can clarify that, but more importantly, why are you doing this?
You know, I just feel like the universe just showed me this. Like it was just when I went to an event one day and I saw the speaker talking about charitable gifting of real estate, of all things, with all my real estate background and all my philanthropy background. I just saw it with a pair of eyes that I guess no one else ever had in 100 years of it being available. And I knew immediately, that the 1.5 million nonprofits out there needed to know. And I knew that the real estate agents needed to know because I've been a real estate agent for many years and I had never heard of it. So it looks like 99% of people just aren't really aware that this is possible. So it's my mission to educate and make sure that people know what their options are with their real estate and with their philanthropy.
Terrific. Now, as you know, I donate 100% of the profits from the work that I do, teaching other people how to handle money powerfully. I donate to animal and veteran charities. Tell me a little bit more about the Real Agents of Change.
Well, the Real Agents of Change, we are a group of CPAs, wealth advisors, realtors, financial advisors, nonprofits, fundraisers. In other words, we are all philanthropic in our own way, but also business savvy and business minded. So we all come together to educate our clients and the community and the causes that we love and care about charitable gifting of real estate, and not just charitable gifting of real estate, but why social responsibility is so important. Well, just because number one, it's the right thing to do. But then secondly, because it is a great way to grow our business, being purposefully on profit. When we're doing the right thing, like you said in the intro, making money and making a difference at the same time together, they come together. They're not two different things.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, is there people that you target that you want to work with? I mean, tell me about who it's appropriate to for you to be working with.
Sure. Well, you know, we love business-minded people, business owners. I mean, realtors are cut and dry. You know, when this is real estate, and when a person donates a piece of real estate, whether it's residential, commercial, raw land, agriculture, it doesn't matter what it is. The first thing we need to do is sell it so that we can liquidate it and pull the equity out to give to the nonprofit world. So, of course, the real estate agents are very important. Anyone in the real estate industry And of course, our nonprofit friends really need to learn about this. But I would have to say the most important person is anyone that is philanthropic in nature. Philanthropic, you want to do the right thing. And maybe you don't have the time or talent, but maybe you have the treasure, and maybe your treasure is real estate. We definitely want to talk to you.
Beautiful. Well, now here's a personal question, but it's two-part. One of them is, and I have a specific way of phrasing this. You can change it if you want, but what would you look back and say was your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it, whether personal or business?
You know what? Biggest failure is not having someone like you to coach me financially.
Okay. So what insight did you gain from that?
Well, the fact is we all need to have coaches, coaching, direction, mentors, leadership. We weren't born understanding charitable gifting of real estate or understanding finances or understanding tax planning and all these things. And so, there's no shame in asking. There's no shame in finding someone to help. As a matter of fact, isn't it the knowledgeable person? Isn't it the one that moves a lot faster? The one who actually grabs somebody by the hand who's been there before us and says, hey, teach me what you know. That's how we really learn. So that's what I've learned from it is, get those mentors where they're needed.
Yeah. And from that, I actually, in my own experience, investing in real estate with two partners, recognized, as an example, wealth creation's a team sport, not a solo sport. So yeah, that feeds into what you're talking about. One of the people on the team was a realtor. The other was my wife. I had knowledge of how to manage multi-unit properties from a UCLA class I took 15 years earlier. The three of us put that knowledge together, and it became very, very successful.
Well, and when you have a team, one of our favorite sayings is do what you do best and refer the rest. So stay in your wheelhouse, do what you're really good at, and let everybody else do the other. People think we do sales or marketing. We don't. We do strategy. Exactly.
Let me ask you, do you have a case study of someone that you worked with and like maybe where they started, what they did, what you told them to do, what the result was along these lines of using real estate for charitable ends?
Well, one of our favorite stories, it has to do with Berkeley Humane Society, who a couple of years ago, there was a donor that came to the table. It was December that year. And typically, if Berkeley themselves had tried to do the transaction, it would have taken months and a lot of board meetings. But because we work with the specialized nonprofit that does this full time, this is what they do, is all they do. They were able to take possession of the property immediately in December that he wanted. And then when the property was listed and sold, it brought a little over $400,000 to Berkeley Humane. And they were like, holy cow, we've been around for 50 years. We didn't even know this was possible. Is it possible to get more of this? And of course, the answer is yes. So they started reaching out to their donors. Hey, listen, thanks for the $50 donation. Every penny counts. We really appreciate you. Just want you to know gifts of real estate are another way that you can help us out. So just giving everybody a call. And then just a couple of weeks, found a second donation. It was a woman who had a house that was left to her by her mother. She was never going to live in it. She didn't want it. That house brought in $646,000. So the moral of the story is one nonprofit, two donors, not, 100 fundraisers and bake sales and car shows and golf tournaments, but just two donors with philanthropic intention in a 6-month period brought in $1 million, about $52,000. Because this is when you're tapping, we talk about wealth. Only 3% of our wealth in this nation is in cash, in pocket change, but 43% of our wealth is held in real estate. So when we simply open our minds to, wow, instead of taking cash out of my pocket, I've got assets that I could donate and have better tax advantages. Those nonprofits can 6 times the amount that they normally bring in from the same donors they already have on their donor list just by expanding to be able to benefit from real estate.
That's terrific. Yeah, you're talking about a 600% increase without having any new donors.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly it.
Well, let me ask you this. There may be individuals, there may be other nonprofits that would want to reach out to you. Is there some valuable free resource that you have or something you can direct people to so they can get in touch with you?
Absolutely. We'd love for them to have a copy of the book for free. We have a digital download that also has in the book voice recording. I read the book out loud, so you can listen to it on a plane trip or something. All you have to do is go to our website, which is The Rock, the way it's spelled, RAOC, stands for Real Agent of Change. So therock.com/Cami Baker, and you can get that free digital download. Love for you to read the book and give us your input on it.
Terrific. Is there a question that I should have asked you that would also give some additional value to those that are listening or watching this on YouTube?
Great question, Rennie. Thank you for asking. Yes. You might want to ask me, how would this benefit the nonprofits that you personally love, and how can you get the word out about how this works for them?
Great. And so the answer would be?
The thing is, when I'm interviewed, I get interviewed a lot, and everyone that interviews me has nonprofits that they love. And I know you're an animal lover,
Yes.
veterans, etc. All we need to do is let them know, hey guys, we're doing all these fundraisers and bake sales and car shows and stuff. I had a guest on my show who has actually found a way. It's been around for 100 years. It's nothing new, just never really heard of it before. And I think it'd be a good idea to have her speak to the board, to have her explain exactly how this works. We can 6 times our donations from the donors we already have. And then just invite me to come speak to them or share a couple of videos that we have. We've got hours, hundreds of hours of free video that explain how this works.
That's perfect. That's the answer to the question. So, yeah. Cami, thank you for being on the Wealth on Any Income podcast.
It's been my honor. I just love seeing you shine, and I think you get younger. So congratulations for that.
Oh, you should see this horrible painting I have in the attic. Yeah. Anyway, to those of you who are listening, if you'd like to know how books, movies, and society programs you to be poor and what the cure is, then log on to wealthonanyincome.com/TEDx. You'll hear my TEDx talk and can request a free 9-step roadmap to complete financial choice and philanthropy, and receive a weekly email with tips, techniques, or inspiration around your business or your money. And if you'd like to see how you can increase your wealth and donate to the causes that touch your heart, please check out our affordable program, Wealth with Purpose. To my listeners, thank you for tuning in. Next week, we'll have Laura Davis, a holistic financial advisor who helps people overcome overwhelm so they can accomplish their financial goals. You can listen to the Wealth on Any Income podcast on your favorite platform, and please rate, review, and subscribe. Until next week, be prosperous. Bye-bye for now.